from Kerala, but the gods of heaven, watching from above, were uneasy. Mahabali was so beloved, so just, so gentle. Long ago, in the land that we now call Kerala, there ruled a king named Mahabali. He was a demon, technically, the grandson of Prahlad, born into the line of the Asuras. But the things they say of his reign do not sound demonic. They say that under King Mahabali, no person ever locked a door. No one cheated in the marketplace. No one was hungry. No one fell sick. The rice came up twice a year. The mango trees never failed. The people called him our father, and they meant it. The world had never seen a ruler like him before. But the gods of heaven, watching from above, were uneasy. Mahabali was so beloved, so just, so generous, that his kingdom on earth had begun to surpass their kingdom in the heavens. People prayed less to the gods. They prayed instead for their king's long life. The Asuras grew more powerful with each passing year. Indra, the king of the gods, grew frightened. He went to Vishnu, the protector of cosmic balance, and he asked, "What shall we do?" Vishnu thought for a long time. Then he said, "I will go down myself." King Mahabali had announced a great yajna, a sacrifice, to which he invited the whole world. Brahmins came. Kings came. Sages came. Anyone who asked at the king's gate for a gift, he gave it. No one was turned away empty-handed. And on the last day of the yajna, a small Brahman boy walked through the gate. He was barely 4 feet tall. He had a wooden umbrella over his head. He carried nothing but a water pot. His name, he said, was Vaman. Mahabali rose from his throne to greet the boy himself. He said, "My child, what would you ask of me?" Vaman smiled gently. He said, "I am a small Brahman. I have no need of kingdoms or jewels. All I ask is 3 paces of land, measured by my own feet." Mahabali laughed kindly. He said, "Ask for more, child. Ask for a village. Ask for 100 cows." But Vaman shook his small head. 3 paces, he repeated. That is all. Mahabali's old teacher, Shukracharya, who could see things hidden, ran forward in panic. "My king, do not promise this boy anything," he hissed. "This is no boy. This is Vishnu in disguise. He will swallow your kingdom." Mahabali looked at his teacher. He looked at the small boy. He said, "Even if it is Vishnu, my word has been given. I do not break my word." He poured water from the ceremonial pot into Vaman's hand to seal the gift. The moment the water touched Vaman's palm, the small Brahman boy began to grow. His head rose past the trees. It rose past the clouds. It rose past the sun. His first step covered the entire earth, from sea to sea. His second step covered the entire sky and the heavens above. He looked down at the king. He said, "I have taken 2 steps. Where shall I take the third?" The whole court was silent. There was nowhere left. Mahabali stepped forward. He folded his hands. He bowed his head. He said, "Lord, I have nothing left to give you, except myself. Place your third step here." He pointed to the crown of his own head. Vaman lowered his giant foot, very gently, onto Mahabali's head. And Mahabali was pressed downward, down through the earth, down into the underworld, into the realm called Patala. The whole court wept. The whole kingdom wept. The kingdom was lost. But Vishnu was not cruel. He had only done what cosmic order required. He looked at the king beneath his foot, the king who had not lied, who had not flinched, who had not broken his word even at the cost of everything. Vishnu said, Mahabali, you are the noblest soul I have ever met in any body. I send you to Patala, but I grant you a boon. Once every year, in the month of Chingam, you may come back to your people. You may walk among them. You may see how they are. And then you must return. Mahabali bowed. He went down into the underworld. And every year, in late August, the people of Kerala prepare for him. That is why, every Onam, every household in Kerala scrubs the floor and lays out flower carpets in the courtyard. Every family wears new clothes. Every house cooks a great feast called Sadhya, 26 dishes on a banana leaf. Every village swings on swings tied to the high branches of trees. They are not just celebrating a festival. They are getting ready for a king to come home. They want him to see, when he visits, that his people are still happy. That his kingdom, in spirit, still exists. And every year, the people of Kerala believe, quietly, gently, that he does come. That he walks through the rice fields, invisible. That he is pleased. And that the goodness he ruled by, somewhere, still survives. Tomorrow's story comes from another corner of India. Subscribe to walk with us through the folklore of every region, in your language.